Hello, lovely listeners. It is Pat here, just me. We were going to release an episode last week. We had a really fun episode planned for last week, but in light of the awful Bondi attacks and out of respect to all the victims and everyone who was affected in any way, we just thought it wasn't the right time to record. So yes, we didn't put out our episode last week. Granted, there wasn't a lot going on in the F1 world, but we still wanted to say a very, very Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all our listeners. We love you guys so much and hope you, whether you're having a break or you're not, just have a lovely time, whether that be with family or friends, loved ones, or even just a nice glass of wine by yourself. But hoping you'll have a lovely time. And we've got the regulations episode that we had actually previously put out a couple of months ago, but we thought let's just re-release this because I think it's a good refresher for everyone, and we will be back in your ears in Jan, having a little break along with all the people in the F1 world. But yes, having a break. Elle, if you're listening, Elle's getting married in Jan, so it might just be me those first couple of episodes back in time for pre-season testing, but hoping you'll have a lovely break and special time. I know this time can be a bit chaotic for everyone. So yeah, hopefully everyone has a lovely time and enjoy the regulations episode because next season is going to be crazy, chaotic, and so excited to see what it brings because it's going to be unexpected, that's for sure. But we love you guys. Thank you. Bye.
I'm Elle.
And I'm Pat, and we are Paddock 43.
And this is your F1 fix.
We're back with our mini.
Back with another mini. And this time we're chatting about what's actually going to be happening next year.
Yeah, I think this is a very important episode because we hear the term getting thrown around a lot, even by ourselves. 2026 regulations and, the 2026 regulations. And I think...
they're not happy about the changes next year.
Yes.
It doesn't matter because of the changes next year. We say that
and
a
it's
lot.
like this loose term that everyone speaks about. But I think we haven't really... we ourselves haven't dove into exactly what the 2026 changes will be. So that's what this episode is about.
Yeah, and if you're new to the sport, you've sort of just started really following it, you're taking more of interest in it, this is a good mini to understand what is actually exactly going to happen in the 2026 F1 regulations.
So
what are the changes going to come?
Yes. So we'll cover what's changing, why the FIA is doing it, who's building engine, what drivers and teams think, and basically what it means when you rock up to Albert Park in 2026.
Because it's not just a little tweak as well. This is like the biggest shake-up in F1 history in terms of regulations since hybrids were introduced in 2014.
Yes, so going to be huge.
It's going to be a big one. So first point, why change it at all? Because if it ain't broke, why fix it?
But apparently it's broke.
Well, it kind of is broke in elements. So 3 reasons. One is sustainability. F1 wants relevance to road tech and lower emissions. So that can look at tires, like we just said, road, engine, fuel consumption, travel, all that sort of stuff. They've got net zero plans by 2030. 2, competition, closer racing, less dirty air disappearance. And 3, manufacturers. So new rules attract different engine suppliers, which keeps the sport healthy and competition alive.
Yeah, so translation. Better show, greener story, more big brands investing.
A lot of
more money.
A lot of investment, a lot of money, a lot of sponsors. So power units, the 50/50 era. So the MGU-H is gone. That's the tiny turbo heat motor that made engines complex and expensive. In 2026, power is roughly half internal combustion and half electric. The ESRK kinetic motor gets a huge bump up to around 350 kilowatts of electric shove, while the engine output is trimmed to balance the total.
Yeah. And then fuel goes 100% sustainable, so synthetic/bio feedstocks. So it's the same energy, density targets, but lower fossil burn. So it's still loud, still fast, just cleaner on paper, I guess.
The registered power unit suppliers for 2026 are Mercedes, Ferrari, Renault, Honda, Audi and Red Bull Ford powertrains. So it's a healthy spread. And when we say that, and Pat just said also it's still loud and still fast, not as loud as it used to be.
No.
But it could be one day.
I know.
But it could be like a fake loud noise.
I know we always do say we miss that, but
You just can't hear it anymore.
And then there's chassis and aero. So active wings are in. So the cars get narrower and shorter, and a target weight drop is down roughly 30 kilos. So the idea of this is that cars are more nimble, and then they can change direction faster and race better.
So there's some great comparison photos out there of an F1 car now in 2025 compared to cars, say, 20 years ago. The cars like now on tracks like Monaco, they really struggle to overtake because they are so much larger and so much bigger. So this is all about trying to slim them down and allow sort of a little bit more competition. So aerodynamically, ground effect stays, but it's toned down, and the huge outwash and wake are reduced again. So drivers can switch between a low drag straight line mode and a high downforce cornering mode. Think of it as like a smarter replacement for DRS.
And then there's also a manual override for the electric side, so a defined burst of extra deployment to help passing when you're within range. So less open the flap and more battery boost.
I hate that term, open the flap.
I know, same. I hate it too.
It's like saying moist.
Yeah.
So imagine a cyclist, they're going downhill, Tour de France, they're tucking in really freaking tight. They're going around a corner. Expect that you're pressing the buttons to reshape your wings.
And then there's tyre brakes and safety. So tyres remain the 18-inch but are optimised for lighter trimmer car. So for the lighter trimmer car. Safety gets uprated, frontal structures, better side impact resistance, and clearer high voltage status lights on cars that stop trackside.
The aim is fewer can't follow complaints, better safety margins, and less tyre overheating when in traffic.
And then what are drivers and teams saying? So the paddock is split. Some drivers love the promise of closer racing and a bigger electric kick. Others worry about the energy harvesting, making straights feel too managed, and nobody wants lift and coast marathons.
I think it's also a lot of people think that, Max Verstappen, he's not massive about new regulations because he thinks it's removing a lot of the racing. Some of these regulation changes are to increase competition, as we've already touched on, but a lot of the drivers also think, hang on, you're putting too much rules on something already. Like, this is now just getting ridiculous. It's regulated way too much. So teams, they're pragmatic. Everyone's building new concepts anyway. Winners will be the ones who nail the software pretty much.
Yeah. Oh. And then, energy deployment, active aero timing, and it's just as important as the hardware. But teams with strong engine software integration, think factory pairings, should be pretty good. And outfits that adapt quickly to active aero strategies will gain quali and race pace windows.
So for the fans, in terms of benefiting from the new regulations, expect more tactical overtaking. It's going to be battery versus battery power and aero versus aero mode with less press for DRS and more moves that feel earned. So from a fan perspective, we should see a lot more, but also we might not feel a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a complicated one.
It is a complicated one. I think, 2026, it will look familiar, but I think it'll feel different. The cars will be lighter, bigger electric push, and smarter passing.
So we'll be at Albert Park watching these new regulations unfold and trying to work out who has nailed their homework the last couple of years since they've known these regulations are coming in.
Yeah, how are you feeling about it?
I think it's going to be interesting. I understand why they've introduced them from a sustainable point of view, but I also think the rules are increasing when they shouldn't be. But at the same time, I do think the cars should be smaller to encourage more overtaking and interest in different tracks. We look at Monaco and we go, well, everything happens in qualifying these days. So, yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in two minds as well. I think it'll be interesting bringing in the new regulations and seeing how each team adjusts to it and whether it does bring some more competition. And likewise with what you said, I think it's good that they're pushing to be more efficient, energy efficient, or like better environmentally friendly. But at the same time, I do worry that, we do have Formula E. It's a
not
big
Formula E. Like, we
it's
can't
not
go
Formula
down
E.
that track.
No, and I just think like this is already kind of pushing it a little bit too far. And I just worry that it's going to go past what it's supposed to be. Like what?
Yeah, we don't want it to go too far. And we don't want to lose what the love of the sport is.
Correct. So I don't know. Time will tell.
If we like take that expectation out though, and we think of it like who's going to play into the rules the most, then it goes, okay, that's kind of interesting. Like who can like work out things around it and you know be sneaky with it. The thing is though, FIA gets involved and go, you can't be sneaky.
No, I think it'll be interesting as well seeing Red Bull. I just have a feel, you know, they're going to be building their own engines, and from what I've read, it's not looking good. I think that they feel like they've stuffed up, not because they have Honda at the moment. So,
but this is where also it could be interesting for teams that are at the bottom of the ladder.
yeah, it will be. It will be. I do think, I just have this feeling that there's going to be like a Mercedes dominance. I think Mercedes
Going to dominate the electric area.
Yeah.
Era.
But then, of course, you know, we've got Adrian Newey with Aston Martin. So we'll see.
Time will tell. All right. If you love this mini, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow.
All the above.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.